Gather round, my friends, we have a tale from Dwarf Fortress. Did I ever tell you the one about Rhinestone the Useless? Was a child who grew up from unremarkable parents deep within the forest, just past the cracked mountains over top of the unturned plains next to the dusty rivers. Rather unremarkable creature, aside from he dreams of ruling the world. Most of his life spent in the forests, wandering from place to place, beginning in the year 238. At the age of 20, middle-aged for some humans, said the dwarves, for they only lived to about 40. Their frail bodies cannot handle the wilderness, like more stout, powerful creatures. After many years of wandering around the wilderness, roughly 20 to be exact, Rhinestone the Useless stumbled upon the fortress of Whiskerbolts, and petitioned for an agreement to stay with the Galley of Brilliance, becoming a resident, a fortress made up mostly of dwarves. But this fortress had reached the caverns. Because of this, our friend Rhinestone the Useless had an opportunity. He was tall, and could become a monster slayer, reaching things the dwarves couldn't quite easily reach, and maneuvering about the caverns with his slender frame, killing creatures that could threaten the dwarves. However, because Rhinestone was a complete and total coward and scared of everything that moves, only managed to kill a giant olm, creature that a dwarven baby with the right toy, throwing it at the right angle, could probably kill. But this didn't stop Rhinestone the Useless from making off with certain treasures that seemed to fit his desire for ruling the world. Most notable of these thefts was Brutal Braids. Brutal Braids was a legendary date palm wood crown. A date palm wood crown, all craft worship, of course, was of the highest quality. It was encrusted with point-cut shell opals and studded with iron, and this object was adorned with hanging rings of gabbro and menaces with spikes of date palm wood and gabbro and pig bone. On the item was an image of a forgotten beast in Highwood that Rhinestone claimed they killed. On the item was an image of Burr, Lepmars, the dwarf, and a goblin in iron. The goblin is striking down Burr. The artwork relates to the killing of the dwarf Burr by the goblin Spark Gravel in the walls of Slapping in the early summer of 213 during the stormy attack. On the item is an image of Kossath's storm relic, the dwarf in spider silk. Rhinestone believed that this artifact would give him power to help him take over the entire world. In reality, it actually just made the dwarves extremely suspicious of his existence, and he quickly moved across the entire world to a different fortress, settling in Rainhammer. This, my dwarves, is unfortunately where the stories become a little shaky. They split left and right, telling different ends to the tale. Some say he was killed by a forgotten beast deep within the depths of Rainhammer. Others say that he escaped and later down the line became a necromancer, lived forever, and took over the entire world. His fear of bugs might make this a little bit unlikely, but you know, sometimes we like to dream. Children, this is the story of Rhinestone the Useless, stealing a crown from a dwarven fortress only to run to another, hiding in the basement, sipping free alcohol, and living out his days in darkness. We've never quite figured out how they see down there, after all. They don't have dark vision like the dwarves, am I right? But this is another tale from the depths of Dwarf Fortress. Thank you for sitting around the table today, my friends. There will be more in the future, for another day, when the bards bring new tales from beyond the walls of Rainhammer.